Are you preparing for your N-400 interview? This is a pivotal moment, isn't it? The N-400 interview, the final hurdle in your journey toward US citizenship. That's quite a milestone. Do you feel the weight of it? Well, fear not, because we've got your back. This interview is not just about formalities, it's an opportunity for the United States to get to know you better and for you to demonstrate your commitment to becoming a part of this great nation. It's a two-way street, really, and we're here to guide you through it. In this video, we'll share the top 5 tips for acing your N-400 interview. These tips come from experienced immigration experts and successful applicants who have been in your shoes. They are practical, easy to follow, and most importantly, effective. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us? Stick around to discover these top tips and ace your N-400 interview. First things first, understanding the N-400 interview. The N-400 interview, also known as the citizenship interview, is a critical step in the naturalization process to become a US citizen. It's the stage where you, as an applicant, get to demonstrate your understanding of the English language and your knowledge about the United States civics. Let's start by breaking down what this interview entails. The N-400 interview is conducted by an officer from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS. This officer has the responsibility of assessing your eligibility for citizenship. The interview typically takes place several months after you've submitted your N-400 form, which is your application for naturalization. The interview itself is split into 2 main sections. First, there's the English language test. This is where your ability to speak, read, and write in English will be evaluated. You might be asked to read a sentence in English, write a sentence in English, or answer questions about your application and background in English. Second, there's the civics test. This part of the interview assesses your understanding of US history, government, and civic values. You'll be asked up to 10 questions from a list of 100 potential questions. To pass, you need to answer at least 6 of these questions correctly. Now, it's important to remember that the N-400 interview isn't designed to trick you or catch you out. It's simply a way for USCIS to ensure that you have a basic understanding of the English language and the US civics, which are fundamental to being an active and engaged US citizen. So as you prepare for your N-400 interview, focus on improving your English language skills and expanding your knowledge of US civics. Practice, preparation, and confidence are your best friends in this journey. Now that you know what to expect, let's dive into the tips. Tip number 1, know your application. When it comes to the N-400 interview, you're going to want to be as prepared as possible. And one of the best ways to ensure you're ready to face any question that comes your way is by thoroughly familiarizing yourself with your application. Yes, that's right, knowing your application inside and out is an absolute must. Now you may be thinking, well, I filled out the application, so of course I know what's in it. But let's be honest, it's a lengthy document filled with a lot of information. It's easy to forget some of the details you included, especially if you filled it out several weeks or even months before your interview. That's why it's crucial to revisit your application before the big day. Take the time to go through every single page line by line. Make sure you remember what you wrote and why you wrote it. Why is this so important? Well, during your N-400 interview, the officer may ask you about the information you provided in your application. They might want to clarify certain points, or they might be looking for inconsistencies. If you don't remember what you wrote, this can lead to confusion and even mistakes. Consider this. You're sitting in your interview, and the officer asks you about a job you listed in your employment history. You hesitate, trying to recall the details. The officer notices your hesitation and may question your credibility. But if you've reviewed your application, you'll be able to confidently answer any question thrown your way. You'll remember that job, when you worked there, what your role was, and why you left. You'll be able to provide clear, confident answers, showing the officer that you are prepared and reliable. So go ahead and pull out that application. Review it, study it, know it. It's your story after all. Be ready to tell it confidently and accurately. This is your journey to becoming a US citizen, and every detail matters. Knowing your application inside and out is the first step towards success. Tip number 2, practice your English language skills. This is a crucial aspect of your N-400 citizenship interview. The interview is conducted in English, and your ability to understand, speak, read, and write English will be evaluated. Having a solid grasp of the English language not only helps you to understand the questions posed to you, but also to answer them confidently and accurately. Now you might be wondering, how do I improve my English language skills? Well, there are several resources available to help you with this. Public libraries often provide English language learning materials including books, CDs, and online resources. There are also numerous websites and mobile applications that offer free English language lessons. Listening to English language radio stations, podcasts, or watching English language television shows and films can also be a great way to improve your listening comprehension. This can help you pick up the native accent and improve your pronunciation. Another effective way to practice English is to engage in conversation with native speakers. This can be a friend, a neighbor, or a coworker. If you don't know anyone who speaks English fluently, consider joining a local language exchange group, or finding a language partner online. Reading is another important aspect of language learning. Regular reading can help improve your vocabulary and understanding of sentence structure. Start with simple texts like newspapers or children's books, and gradually move on to more complex materials. Also remember, writing is an essential part of language proficiency. Writing letters, emails, or even keeping a journal in English can help improve your writing skills. In the end, it's all about practice. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become with the language. Keep in mind that it's okay to make mistakes. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. So immerse yourself in the language, practice daily, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. English proficiency is not just about passing the interview, it's about being able to communicate effectively in your new home, the United States. Remember, practice makes perfect. Tip number 3. Study US civics. This is an area that might seem daunting, but it's an essential part of your journey to US citizenship. The civics test is an oral examination where you'll be asked up to 10 questions about US history and government. The good news is you only need to answer 6 correctly to pass. Understanding US civics is not just about rote memorization. It's about comprehending the principles that have shaped the United States, its history, and its government structure. This knowledge will not only help you ace your citizenship test, but will also enrich your life as a future citizen. You'll be able to participate more fully in civic life, understand the news better, and even have more informed conversations with your friends and neighbors. So, how can you prepare for the US civics portion of the citizenship test? There are plenty of resources available to help you get up to speed. The US Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, provides a list of 100 potential questions that could appear on the test. This list is freely available on their website, along with answers and additional resources for study. Other resources include online quizzes, flashcards, and even mobile apps designed to help you learn US civics. You can also find books and study guides at your local library or bookstore. Some community centers and adult education programs offer civics classes as well. Remember, studying US civics is not a task to rush. Take your time to understand the material, make it a part of your daily routine, review a few questions each day, and before you know it, you'll have a solid understanding of US civics. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to friends, family, or a mentor who can help you understand the material better. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are many people and resources available to help you succeed. A good grasp of US civics can make all the difference. Not only will it prepare you for your citizenship test, but it will also make you a more informed and engaged citizen. So start studying today, and before you know it, you'll be ready to ace your test. Tip number 4. Be honest and consistent. Now this may sound like a piece of common advice you'd hear anywhere, but let me assure you, it's particularly essential when it comes to your N-400 interview. Why is that, you may ask? Well, the immigration officers are trained to spot inconsistencies. They have your application in front of them and they've reviewed it thoroughly. They know your story and they're looking for you to confirm it, not to create a new one. So let's talk about honesty first. It's quite simple, really. Be truthful in your responses. If you don't remember something, it's okay to say so. If a question makes you uncomfortable, it's okay to express that too. Pretending to know something you don't, or providing misleading information can lead to far more complications than simply admitting you don't know or remember. Now let's move on to consistency. This is where your preparation and knowledge of your application really come into play. If you've said in your application that you've lived at a certain address for 5 years, but in the interview, you say it's only been 3, that's a discrepancy. It might be a simple mistake, but it could raise doubts in the immigration officer's mind. Is it an innocent error, or is there something more to it? And remember, even small discrepancies can lead to delays or even denials. So, it's crucial to be consistent with the information you've provided in your application. Think of it like weaving a tapestry. Each strand of thread, each color, each pattern needs to match up to create a coherent, beautiful picture. If one thread is out of place, it can disrupt the whole design. Your story, your information, is that tapestry. make sure all your threads align. In conclusion, when it comes to your N-400 interview, honesty isn't just a virtue, it's a necessity. And consistency, that's the backbone that supports your honesty. Remember, you've got this. You're prepared, you're knowledgeable, and you're ready to take this step towards your dream. Honesty is indeed the best policy. Tip number 5, stay calm and collected. This is a crucial step, and it's something that everyone can work on, regardless of their background or experience. The N-400 interview process can be stressful. After all, there's a lot riding on it. But it's important to remember that stress and anxiety can cloud your thinking, and that's the last thing you want in an interview situation. So, how can you stay calm and collected during your interview? Well, there are a few strategies you can employ. First and foremost, preparation is key. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel. And confidence can go a long way in keeping those nerves at bay. So, take the time to thoroughly understand your application and study for the civics test. Practice your English language skills until you feel comfortable. Remember, it's not just about memorizing facts and figures, it's about understanding them. Secondly, remember to breathe. It sounds simple, but in high-stress situations we often forget to do just that. Deep, controlled breathing can help to slow your heart rate and calm your mind. So, if you feel your nerves starting to get the better of you, take a moment to focus on your breath. Thirdly, visualize success. Picture yourself in the interview, answering questions confidently and correctly. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help to reduce anxiety and increase confidence. Finally, try to maintain a positive mindset. It's easy to get caught up in negative thinking, especially when you're under pressure. But negative thoughts can increase your stress levels and impact your performance. So, try to keep your thoughts positive. Remind yourself of all the hard work you've put in, and trust in your ability to succeed. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone does. What's important is how you handle them. Stay calm, correct your error, and move on. Staying calm can help you think clearly and provide accurate responses. It's not just about knowing the right answers. It's about being able to deliver them in a composed and confident manner. And that's tip number 5, stay calm and collected. Let's recap what we've learned today. The journey to becoming a US citizen is a significant one, and the N-400 interview is an essential milestone on this path. We've gone through 5 key tips to help you navigate this critical stage with confidence and ease. Firstly, we emphasize the importance of knowing your application. Understanding the information in your application is crucial. It's not just about memorizing the facts, but truly grasping the details. This familiarity will allow you to answer the interview questions with confidence and accuracy. Secondly, we stress the need to practice your English language skills. Proficiency in English is a requirement for US citizenship. Regular practice, both in speaking and writing, will help you communicate effectively during your interview. Our third tip revolved around studying US civics. A portion of the interview is dedicated to testing your knowledge of US history and government. Preparing for this section means familiarizing yourself with key events, figures, and principles that have shaped the country. Next, we underscored the importance of honesty and consistency. When answering questions, it's essential to be truthful and consistent with the information in your application. Remember, inconsistencies can raise red flags, so it's best to stick to the facts. Lastly, we advised you to stay calm and collected. The interview process might feel intimidating, but maintaining a calm demeanor can help you think clearly and respond effectively. Take deep breaths, clear your mind, and approach the interview as a conversation rather than an interrogation. These tips are not a magic formula for passing the N-400 interview, but they can significantly increase your chances of success. Remember, preparation is key, and with diligent practice, you can overcome the challenges that may come your way. With these tips, you're well on your way to acing your N-400 interview. Good luck.